How do you see yourself? How we see ourselves changes our world. Today we're going to talk about the mask and the mirror. We're going to talk about the shamanic act of moving mountains, shifting realities, going through the eye of the needle, and expanding our consciousness, and by extension, raising ourselves to higher realities, ushering in heaven on earth. And this shift in reality begins with letting go of who we thought we were and aligning ourselves with a new vision of that self. We're going to talk about hunting for personal power and how astrological alignments are occurring right now where the divine feminine is birthing new realities for us all if we just reach out and grab it. We're going to talk about Christmas and leaving behind the elf and the presence and little beings that are short of understanding and stepping into our tall adepthood. Switching the elf hat to the wizard hat. In this lesson, we're going to discuss symbology and some alchemical symbolisms that speak to us about how our soul grows. Yes, our soul grows. We are an infant soul, and as we expand, we begin to step into our power. We just have to know how to do this, and this is why we do the looking glass. My name is Mary Moses, and we go live on TikTok. Covering a piece of paper with charcoal and spirit shows us the truth about where we are in our spiritual expansion and how to go to places that are more beneficial, are more connected, are more loving, and are more powerful so that we can not only heal our own world, but the world outside of ourselves, our collective consciousness. Let's notice Nikita is in a lower world, and she's also in an upper world. The lower world tells a story of a realm that is limited. The upper world is about the growing of a soul that is shifting not only mentally, emotionally, but according to the flute, her DNA is being activated. The pan wearing the hat is a symbol of the Holy Spirit. It is a divine energy that activates our 7 chakras and thereby allowing the air or the wind of God to blow through your hands, your mouth, your feet, and leads you to your adepthood. The golden color is like the golden ratio or the golden age of Aquarius. It's as if God was dead in the lower realm within us. And when God becomes activated through frequency and sound, and is activated by the water within our body, it does something to our DNA. And when this occurs, we kind of change how we see ourselves because we shift so dramatically. It's as if we've gone above a huge wall within our mind, within our emotional being, within our outer reality, and everything shifts and changes. It's like Harry Potter going from Muggle world to Hogwarts. So Nikita is this elf that's in this Christmas land, and next to her is this mirror. It's actually a body of water that looks like a heart, and she's holding on to a mirror. She is going through the mask and the mirror. Above her is a picture of her double self, her twin flame. She is made up of 2 faces. This is 2 souls. To see herself as who she truly is or is emerging into. We can look at ourselves, we can look at each other, or we can look at the face of God. There is no difference. Each reflection reflects back who we believe we are. Like a baby, we had to be kept in a crib so that we did not hurt ourselves. But once we were able to walk, we had more freedom. Likewise, many of us are going above this wall, and the freedom that we are being given is the freedom to be out of narcissistic controls and out of a limited understanding. The apocalypse is the unveiling of truth. And so this wall is being lifted like a veil being lifted. And this veil is showing us, hey, now is the time to step into your adepthood. This isn't about stepping into self-importance. This is about stepping into a collective consciousness that helps you become that gift, like the gifts under a Christmas tree. And notice, Nikita, your face is under the Christmas tree, which is the elf hat, which means you are a gift. How to use our gift and to actually step fully into our gift requires that we do not see ourselves as our old face. Take, for instance, the movie Divergent. This is going to explain how we must become nothing and go through the mirror of our old self to emerge into our new self. To master the human mind, we must learn how to erase our face. Every person we meet is a mirror of our current self. When our mirror selves reflect pain,
well, then you gotta change that shit.
If we find ourselves in a fear-based reality, we must look in the mirror. To escape, we must go through the mirror. This is going through the eye of the needle. We diminish our current thoughts of self into nothing.
Connecting with someone who is a master is also a trick of escaping a limited reality. And when we see a jerk,
we cut them out of our lives, even burning their memory out of our mind.
When we pledge to a limited reality, we become a prisoner of that reality.
Our human nature is to grow and expand like a child out of narcissistic controls and into a body of power. Did you know that our soul can be activated and that it actually glows in the dark? To change the world is to change how we see ourselves. We must become nothing in order to shift our perception of self, thereby shifting our reality.
Like an actor, we have the ability to abandon ourself and adopt the energy of who we want to be.
We can see ourselves as humble, the giver. We can become the funny comedian,
a powerful queen,
or a victim. How we see ourselves changes our world. Now, let's talk about seeing ourselves as a female. Women, more than men, are the true supporters of the social order. And to fulfill this role, they have been reared uniformly the world over to be at the service of men. The fundamental purpose and fate of women is always the same: to nourish, shelter, and serve men. Every species has a biological imperative to perpetuate itself. Nature has provided tools in order to ensure that the merging of female and male energies takes place in the most efficient way. In the human realm, although the primary function of sexual intercourse is procreation, it also has a secondary and covert function, which is to ensure a continual flow of energy from women to men. So there are covert interactions between women and men on the spiritual realm. And this is the symbol of the wizard, with his hands locked, needing your energy and your power. It may sound foolish to make the interaction a one-way street of energy from women to men and not vice versa. But men leave specific energy lines inside the body of women. They are like luminous tapeworms that move inside the womb, sipping up her energy. These luminous worms ensure that a steady supply of energy reaches the man who deposited them. These lines of energy establish through sexual intercourse. Women have to carry an excessive burden at their basic energy level, and that means a flow of energy that taxes women. Women are the foundation for perpetuating the human species. The bulk of the energy comes from them, not only to gestate, give birth, and nourish their offspring, but also for ensuring that the male plays his part in this whole process. Since we are unable to see this invisible flow of energy, we may be needlessly perpetuating patterns of behavior or emotional interpretations associated with this unseen flow of energy. For instance, for society to demand that women marry or at least offer themselves to men is wrong, as it is wrong for women to feel unfulfilled unless they have a man's support and guidance. Human beings are intelligent enough to demand of themselves more than merely the fulfillment of the reproduction imperative. To evolve our soul is an equal, if not greater, imperative than to reproduce. And evolving entails the awakening of women to their true role in the energetic scheme of reproduction. I personally had been reared like every other woman by a mother who regarded as her primary function to raise me to find a suitable husband so I would not have the stigma of being a spinster. I was really bred like an animal to have sex no matter what my mother chose to call it. You, like every other woman, have been tricked and forced into submission. So the mirror of the self goes deeper than just an artificial face that can shift. It goes into an awakening where we can see energy with spiritual eyes. And this is not male against female, but this is about the balance of male and female, so that we do not continue to give our power away to systems that we are unaware. Our 7 chakras are points of drainage that feed the matrix, Lush. Lush is an energy that expels from our bodies. The 7 spirits of God come to heal and cover our 7 chakras, like the 7 wounds of Christ. And once these 7 chakras are healed, we can then activate them, becoming powerful, and like the flute, can play the song of God. And we can see through the eyes of God as well. We have merged both male and female, and we have adopted the eyes and the hands of spirit. But these wounds cannot be healed if we have not recapitulated our past, and like a bird, view ourselves from above, as the female serving not only man, but the entire world, her energy and her lush, giving away her beliefs and her emotions, and being ignorant to a system that does not support her personal power or the expansion of her soul. The recapitulation process is a process of breathing back in the power that we gave away, like a time traveler or a remote viewer, especially during intercourse with men. In the recapitulation act, we are actually bringing filaments of our lost energy back into our navel, and we are also realigning our minds to the truth of ourselves lost in a world that is a program under a Christmas tree and a bearded man playing games like a little elf. So yes, it's like a death. We diminish into nothing and become nothing in order to go through a divine marriage of our other true male half and our higher self, our twin flame and our spirit guide that leads us to open our eyes so that we can see the truth and we can leave behind a matrix, which is a program designed to perpetuate servitude. The new world is about obeying a divine order. Serving others is something that occurs in divine order. The Spirit brings you individuals that will help you in your ascension. It's not about a selfish, self-important, all-powerful energy. This is about finally awakening to the truth of energy and power and using our power for the greater good. No longer under the narcissistic controls of individuals who simply want to take from you, leaving you powerless and ignorant. The 7 colors of the rainbow at 9 o'clock reflect your 7 chakras. The 7 musical notes that are being played by the flute is 7 spirits that are coming within your life to help you awaken out of a program. Religion, money, family. This ascension will shift how we view all of these things. Spirit will open your eyes to frequency and sound and God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God is sound. Christ is water. So you are holding sound, which is God, and the water is the mirror. This is the Christ that pours like living waters from your heart. To activate this water, and since water holds memory, and since your brain is 88% water, you will be given downloads of truth that will shift your perception of reality. You will clean your emotions and your beliefs and your outer world and your inner world. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and to step into your godhood will require that you see with spiritual eyes. People under mind control and who follow death through food, action, belief, at some point we end up leaving them behind. Like little munchkins, short of understanding, Dorothy followed the golden yellow brick road, like the golden flute, to ascend over the 7 colors of the rainbow. This does not mean we leave our children behind, but the dog, which was Toto, reveals the false god, the great and mighty wizard who was full of hot air balloon. And this dog will eventually lead you to your cocoon. This is the eye of the needle. And this is the mirror. To become invisible and to become nothing in order to merge with everything and everyone. When this dog leads us to leave the world of the matrix behind, we obey it. And it leads us to shift our old perception of ourselves into the truth, and the truth of who we are as energetic light bodies. We are neither male nor female. We are energy. And energy must be grown and protected. The world that we left behind had its beauty, and the families and the church and the Easter and the Christmas was magical and fun at times. But the truth of the matter is we were in a system that perpetuated shame, ignorance, and narcissistic controls. And we have shifted from it. So, hallelujah, we are awakening. The veil is lifting, and we're going to start shifting how we see ourselves. Nikita, I don't know if you've ever written a book. I just get this feeling that you need to write a story of your future self. Maintain your heart that you have, because you have the heart of a child. I see someone playing patty cake and a heart, and you're going through that heart chakra, which is a portal, and it also is the mirror. Yeah, you're gonna diminish who you thought you were. It's like a death, but I did it, and you maintain who you are. Your mind absolutely shifts into understanding the world and yourself. And your emotions will change too. You will no longer be triggered. If somebody calls you stupid, wrong, or anything, it's not going to trigger you because you are no longer you. You are half flesh, half spirit, both male and female. And this is not a sexual thing. The androgynous ones did not copulate. They self-impregnated like Jesus's mother. So this isn't about a sexual thing. This is about becoming completely balanced within yourself, powerful, logical, knowing, seeing, loving, caring. But everything that you do is guided by an invisible Holy Spirit that is within you and outside of yourself, a dog, the divine order of God leading you to truth. The Great Mother has come, and on your elf hat had the North Star, and this is Sirius, and her name is Emma Yah. Emma Yah is a goddess that was prophesied from the Dogon tribe. She's the great mother that births life from death, knowledge from ignorance, and peace from pain. She also encourages personal power and the expansion of the soul. The fish around your neck reflects that our soul was cut, like Adam was cut into Eve, and this rendered us powerless, ignorant, and in a world dominated by rulers who wanted to take our power and our energy and keep us ignorant. But because of astrological alignments, we have been rescued and we have gone above the wall. This is a good thing. So this isn't about shame and blame of the world that we left behind or anyone that took from us and, put them up, I'll fight them with both hands behind my back. We have to leave the shame behind and slap that lion in the face like Dorothy in order to go through the green heart chakra, which is Emerald City. And scrub here, scrub there, we get scrubbed away clean of all that is false that we believed, in order to merge with that horse that's in your piece, the horse of many colors, like the rainbow of many colors. You had a money sign on your cheek in the original piece, and I took it off. We are no longer sold, because our birth certificate, when it was signed, we were sold into a system, and we are now breaking through that system. All of us were sold, all of us who have a birth certificate. So the tuning fork around 3 o'clock going down, if you go all the way back up to the rainbow, there is a musical note going up. We are now going up. We're expanding, yay. So you are in the nothing, you are in the eye of the needle, and if you continue with blind faith to collect personal power and to awaken through knowledge, you will receive the energy of the daffodil, which is a rebirth and a reassessment of who you are, a realignment. Also, the dragonfly reflects time travel and ancient loved ones who are near you, helping you in your spiritual expansion and your awakening at this time. The part of you that is in the in-between place on the wall with the water is you singing to water. So I don't know if you can sing, but your voice is being asked to be used as an activation. And you're going to teach and show the world what you're learning as well. So whatever downloads you do receive, since you have rebirthed, make sure that you teach the world what you are learning and have that voice. Unblock your throat chakra and know that people will love you and what you have to say. I love you, Nikita, and I'm very proud of you for who you are and for being a mother and for enduring this world that we've all had to endure. But this new world that we're going to be in, let's hold hands and let's fly together. It's a wonderful time to be alive. And I see who you are. You are the music maker, the music that flows from the heart.